The school bus build out begins. Finally. Welcome to English Coach 3Ts. I'm teacher Tanya, and today I'm going to answer some questions that you have been patiently waiting for about my school bus build. I built out my school bus so that it would be a tiny home and I could live in it. And I'm going to share some of the pictures and some of the process with you today. But before we get into those pictures, don't forget that if you're not a part of my free More English Club, you can join at the link in the description below to get help with vocabulary. And I also send out pronunciation and other things to this free club. If you haven't joined, be sure to join right away so you get help with this video and more than 20 of the videos I've done before with story learning. The last thing we needed to take out of the bus was this lift used to put wheelchairs in the bus. And it was very difficult, so I asked my friend Annie here to help. And you can see her standing with the lift as it is outside the bus when it's put down. And then the next picture, you can see her husband helping us to do some of the mechanical things so that these guys could help to take it out. And it was so heavy, it ended up taking 3 or 4 more guys to actually get it out. But they finally got it out, and here you can see Annie and I, and in the background, the seats that we left there at the dump. And finally, the bus was empty, and I could start building the inside where I would be living. Here I'm using a wireless drill to work on making the bed frame and then secure it in place in the bus. Oh my goodness, here is my new garage and my bed frame with slats. These are slats. Now I'm going to use the wireless circular saw to cut the top off of a bookshelf. And all of these tools are tools that used to be my dad's. You can see here that I've decided I better measure again just to be sure, because this is a bookshelf that I helped to make a few years ago. I want to make sure I don't make any mistakes cutting it to counter height. Here you can see a little more about what I'm talking about. This is the inside of the bookshelf without the shelves. And then here you can see the cut I made to cut the top off. And then you can see here that the top is now cut off. And I've got to say, it's pretty exciting to do it yourself. And I ended up using this top that was cut off to create the headboard for my bed. I used scrap pieces of wood to make legs to go under the bed I had used when I lived in my car. And here you can see what it looks like before I put the cushions on. And then I lifted that door, and underneath there is storage. Here I'm getting ready to sand down this piece of cedar that I will upcycle to become the kitchen counter on top of that bookshelf that I cut down just a little bit ago. And you can see here that I cut a circle out of the cedar. Here's where that circle was before I cut it. And now it will become the sink that you'll see here in just a little bit. Here's where we ended up after the 3-day weekend. This drawer will go in here, and there will be a desk right there. And that's the couch, the bed, that colored blue and yellow piece back there, that's the laundry chute. Kitchen with the bucket sink going in. And bookshelf, bathroom. And that's it. And here's a quick picture of Espy enjoying what we have done so far. If you're ready to learn more words and phrases in a story like you did with this video, be sure to check out this video next, where I'm going to tell you how I got the bus ready and the problem that I ran into.